Now I want to talk to you about the snare drum. This is the drum that sits directly in front of you. The snare drum, as you know, just like any other drum, is comprised of two heads: the bottom head or the resonant head, or the batter head, or the top head, as you know. On the side of the drum, it has a snare throw off. When you pull this down, it has it pulls the snare strands off. Like I said, as I mentioned before, the reason why it's called a snare drum because of the little wires on the bottom, what are called snares. And this also has a snare throw off right about here. When you tune this, bring this down, it pulls the snare strands off. So that sounds more like an open drum rather than a snare drum when you put it back on. The snare throw off also has a tension device right here, so you can make it a little bit looser. We're gonna go further. Or you can go back the other way and make it tighter, depending on what your choice is. The snare drum itself is made up of a shell, which is the wood, and there are also metal shell snares too, which I'll show you in a minute. Which this snare outside this wood is like matte paint, or if you know what I'm talking about. Now drums come in different finishes and different colors and different lacquers. This one particularly is a matte lacquer, which is a more naturalish look. You know what I mean? And inside the drum, if you can see it, is the wood itself. And before I get into anything else, I'll show you what metal snare usually look like, which I'll show you right now. This is also a metal snare drum. This snare drum is specifically made of steel, which is really sturdy metal. You know, I'm pretty sure you've all seen these. Yeah, like I told you. Snare drums also can be made of metal. It can also, a shell of a snare drum can also be made of metal. Steel metal is like the most popular snare drum metal shell. But anyway, the snare drum has lug casings outside of this wood. The snare drum has lug casings. They're attached to tension rods which you can tune the head. And the tighter you go, the tighter the heads become. The looser you go, the looser the heads become. And of course it has rims that go on top of the drum head. You tune the snare up. The rim comes down and the head becomes tighter. Like I said, the looser you go, the looser the heads become, the tighter you go, the tighter the heads become. As you put it on this snare on a stand, you want to put this, I'd say about 2-3 inches above your legs, excuse me, angled down a little bit towards you rather than totally flat. And then the drum is in position to play. And that's your snare drum. Well, that's the lesson for the day. I hope to make another drum cover video soon. Like and subscribe, and peace.